Now we are live.
Yay!
And I can see that we have sound. Isn't that nice? So we're not going to focus a lot on the fact that the first attempt at this didn't have sound. We're just going to say it didn't.
Oops.
We fixed it. And now let's have that great discussion that we already had that just didn't get recorded, which is a real shame because it was quite good.
It was quite good.
It was quite good.
Yes.
Yes. So as many of you know, especially from my recent videos, Rene and I are in Portland. Yay! And I have done videos about what I hope to accomplish here. But Rene has not had a chance to be able to talk very much about what she hopes to be able to do here. Because what many of you probably don't know is that Rene is actually very important to everything that we do creatively over here. One of our most popular videos is her Part of the Fall music video parody that we've got on the channel. And if you're watching this later, then it will be on a card right here or right there. I forget. Somewhere. Yeah. And so, Rene, I know we've literally done this once before, but why don't you tell the people who can hear you now what you hope to do while we're here?
Well, yeah, we moved to Portland for a variety of reasons. We like the weather, we like the public transportation, we like that it is still cheaper than California, although it is going up quickly. It is very popular, but it is still cheaper than California for now. But there's also a really great creative energy here, and we picked up on that pretty quickly, but I think it's become even more clear to us. I think it's always been here, but we needed to find out how we would fit in here before we actually came. And after 3 years of back and forth trying to decide if we were going to do it or not, we just came. And we are now in the process of figuring out where we fit in. And there's a lot of really cool people and a lot of great performers in theaters and just a lot of really neat opportunity for filmmaking, for stage, for storytelling, just a lot of great stuff.
I almost hesitate to say it out loud because there is so much cool stuff that can be done up here.
There is.
It's the artist community is still thriving here, and not to backstab on LA, but it is a collaborative community. Everybody wants to work on a project. I mean, the opportunities here are amazing. And we've been here 7 weeks, and I already feel like there's so much we can do. And now you can hear Frankie growl about the fact that he's not on camera with us.
Hello, I see you.
You're a good boy.
So yeah, we are pretty excited to be up here, and as far as what I would like to do, I would like to write more. I would like to be able to film more videos like the Part of the Fall. And since we actually now live where somewhere there's actual fall, I can say that we actually made it and we're in the fall. So we'll do some sort of follow-up sequel video to that, I'm sure. I'm very excited about that. And I would like to do more stage stuff. I would like to do some more film and television and commercials and whatever we can find for me to do up here, because there is film and television up here as well. It's just smaller than LA, but that's okay. So yeah, that's about it. I think the biggest change that I've noticed up here is that because we're in a completely different living situation, and also because living in California was really stressful for us. Curtis worked all the time, like 7 days a week, multiple jobs a day. And so it was hard for us to ever collaborate on anything because he was always so busy with so many other things. And when he wasn't super busy, he was super exhausted. But he didn't even get to be super exhausted by himself. He was always super busy and super exhausted.
Yeah.
For a while, for over a year of the last year we were there.
I don't know how HD this cam is, but you may notice that there's actual color in my face again, and the drooping jowls that were starting to form near the end of our time in California have perked up and have gone back into my face. I have a farmer's tan for the first time since like my mid-20s. It's
very outdoorsy here in Oregon.
I actually
have
walk.
a dog that needs to be walked a lot in our new place. So
Yeah.
And he actually enjoys the walks because it's cooler. So he's not avoiding the outside like we all avoided the outside when we lived in very hot, dry, always sunny California.
It's true.
But so I found that the stress really of living there, just the stress, even if I wasn't really busy myself, even if I wasn't working full time, I just always felt stressed out about things. And it was very hard to really feel creative and to really get in the zone and the flow, as they call it. Like I just couldn't connect. It was really hard. And sometimes I would, and then it would just get all crazy, and it was just really hard to keep it going because there was just so much stress in our lives there. And here, I mean, things aren't totally perfect yet, and we're not rolling in money, and it's not like we have no cares in the world, but it is far less stressful. And we were able to kind of take a deep breath, and we rested for a little bit and just didn't do much of anything when we first got up here other than unpacking and trying to figure out our new neighborhood.
Which quite frankly was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just in the last couple of weeks, I've started to feel these little inklings of creativity coming back. And in the last couple of days, it's really come back. And I've been feeling really passionate about what I want to do. And like this floods of creativity that come through my brain, and it's really exciting, and it's really neat to feel that again. So I don't even really know exactly what I want to do. I have ideas of certain things, but I'm kind of excited to see where being here takes us, because there's a whole new group of people. It's a whole new environment. It's really neat. It's really exciting. I've been wanting to get out of California in general, just partially because of this. I think I needed a change to kind of shake things up and to start fresh somewhere. And maybe it didn't have to be Portland, but Portland was convenient for a lot of reasons and checked off a lot of boxes about where we wanted to live and the kind of environment we wanted to be in for right now. And so, yeah. One of the things that I think I'm just starting to actually feel a little bit free from is I used to get critiqued a lot, especially when singing, on not really connecting to the material and trying to make everything too pretty or too perfect. That was really hard for me because I understood what they were saying, because I'm not stupid, but it didn't feel like that's what I was doing because inside I felt like I was really emoting and I knew the emotions and I'm an actress and I should be able to do this, but it was really hard for me to actually put into practice. And it was really frustrating for me. People always meant well when they told me this, but it just made me so angry because I would get so frustrated because I just didn't know how to fix it. And I also didn't entirely understand why it would be so bad to be too pretty or too perfect vocally, because I kind of grew up being told by a lot of people around me that that's what it should be, and that it shouldn't be ugly, and dancing should always be pretty, and singing should always be pretty, and all entertainment should just be pretty, and everyone should look nice and be pleasant. And the real gritty, ugly, dirty, down in the earthy, true, real life stuff is not that attractive and not something that a lot of people wanted to see. Well, as I grew up and a lot of people started to do more of that, it turned out that it was what a lot of people wanted to see, and they really connected to it. And it was hard for me, though, to let go of that. You need to be pretty. You need to be perfect. It needs to sound just pretty. And not necessarily emotions, like so it was really hard, because as an actress, I feel like I was pretty good with emotions, one would hope. But when I was singing and acting, it felt like it just wasn't connecting with people. And I don't know that anything's really completely changed for that yet. We'll find out the first time I perform here. But I feel like even when I'm just singing to myself or singing along with something, that there's been a break. Like I feel kind of cracked open in that way. And I feel like everything's a lot more accessible to me. And maybe it's because I'm more relaxed and I'm not stressed all the time, so I'm not so wound up tight. I'm not entirely sure. It could just be the creative energy flow around here because there's so much of it. But here I feel like also, unlike in Southern California, just in general, the desire to keep things just pretty or perfect in terms of people and emotions is not here. The people that I've met have been very real, down-to-earth people, and everyone's just kind of marked into the beat of their own drum, and it's been really neat. And not that there aren't people like that in California. We are friends with many people who are, but the acting side of things and the Hollywood side of things was very much still.
It's an overwhelming culture shift.
Hot girl needed for this movie.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been a really big culture shift, and I think it has really helped my creativity to kind of flow again. And I feel like I have kind of been able to join into that flow, and I've had those moments where I feel really in it, and I hadn't in so long in California. I think the last time was maybe when I was doing Erin Stegman's writing course, which I recommend to anyone, and maybe we can put some sort of link or something to Erin's stuff so you can follow her and know the next time she does that. But that was
Here's the nice thing.
Neat.
Erin Stegman is currently scheduled to be on our storytelling podcast, or a storytelling live discussion happening in August. So watch the pages for announcements on that. And I promise you, we will not have the same sound issues again. We will not.
Now we know what we're doing with my computer.
Yes.
This is the first time he's trying to do this with my computer, so
yeah.
Versus his. But so yeah, so basically I'm just excited to feel creative again and to have these ideas and these passions, because in California for the longest time I'd be like, oh, I kind of want to do this, but I just couldn't get the energy to do it. I just couldn't summon it. I would sit down and try to do something, and nothing would come. And I know that like Jeff and probably Dan and probably even Dean and all of our very creative friends and Erin that might watch
and your husband
are like no, but you just do it anyway, and that's how you get through it. But there was a lot more going on than just that was really kind of keeping my soul down. And we won't get into that because it doesn't have to do with anything here. But being here and being in this new place, this new vibe, and this new energy. There's just a new energy in general, and it's a really good energy. And that it's the energy.
It's the energy that
Frankie
makes
has
Frankie
energy.
bark.
Come here, bud.
It's the energy that made us want to move here in the first place, and so luckily it's worked for us, because if we had decided not to, if we came here and there wasn't that energy, after all, we'd be, a little screwed. Hi, Frankie. Hi, baby. Yes, hello.
Yeah, if he's going to make that much noise, he has to be on camera.
Hi, buddy. So say hi to the people. Look, Frankie, up here. Say hi to people.
He's like, I don't care. I love my mother.
So, yeah. So it's been a good change, and we're both really happy here, and we both feel a lot more relaxed and a lot more creative. Curtis has been really on making the videos since we've been here, and Frankie and I get to spend like a couple hours every morning walking and going to the dog park with all his dog park friends. And
if you want to, you can see those experiences on his new
he has his own Instagram now.
Frankie _ the Wonder Dog. Apparently, there's another Frankie the Wonder Dog. Yes.
Someone beat us.
I know. But Frankie's feed is quite nice. That kind of segues nicely into plans for the future. Now, as I mentioned in the video yesterday, which again is on the card up here, we've got things that we're planning on doing. And there are some big things that we are planning on doing. One of the crown jewel of the entire next phase of the plan is a kids show that will have a live show component performed live on stage in one of the local area theaters. And And then that will be recorded and broadcast, and there will be broadcast here on the channel. And in the broadcast version, there will be things that are not able to be seen in the live show, like cartoon interstitials and other broadcast-only specials. So we have started a Patreon account, which at the end of this video, if you would like to visit it and take a look and see what the perks are for joining our little creative community hub, you can take a look at that there. And if you just want to keep up with everything that's going on, then please look in the description. I'm going to put all of our social media and everything you can take a look at, and Frankie and all his stuff too. So yeah. Anything else that you'd like? Actually, when I close any of these videos, I'd like you to have a chance to be able to tell everybody where they can find you on the internet. So where can people find you on the internet? Where would you prefer they look you up?
I have a Facebook page. I have Twitter, which is just my name on Twitter, right? Rene Bordelon. He didn't prep me for this. I didn't have this prepared.
It'll be in the description.
Yes. Rene Bordelon at twitter.com. Well, not twitter.com, no. At Rene Bordelon on Twitter. I'm sorry. It's been a really long day. And I did not sleep well last night because I was reading American Gods, which is a very good book, by the way. Very, very good.
Save it for the book discussion.
Okay.
For the book discussion.
All right. But I was up finishing that last night, and I did not get nearly enough sleep. And I'm on Instagram for Renee's Revolution, and Frankie, I also handle Frankie's page for the most part, Frankie_the Wonder Dog. So, yeah.
And of course, you can find me at curtisanderson.com. That's where you can also find my blog, all of these videos, ways to be able to book us for things. Did you know I do weddings? I do. Can you believe it? So if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you'd like me to marry you, it's a real easy booking, and I don't cost a fortune. Well, I guess we've successfully done a live video, and the next one will be next week, and we are currently scheduling the guests that will be doing that. But I can tell you right now that the topic is going to be imposter syndrome, which is something that is prevalent in the performer community, especially in these new millennial days. So we're going to talk about that, and that will be next week, either Friday after 7 p.m., but it's looking more like it's going to be Sunday at some point. So make sure you check all of the social medias for that link and that final schedule. You ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Will you please click to the stop broadcast because I'm pinned down by dog.
Bye, guys.